Hi everyone. Today we are going to get up close and personal about mistakes. I'm Becky with Flutter and Fibers, and today we're going to talk about the pesky problems that happen when you read a pattern wrong, or you miss a stitch, or you count wrong, or any of those things. Now, I used to be of the mindset that it didn't matter if you made mistakes, and I think I still am. But the challenge now is that I have been faced with a project where mistakes matter, and I have to decide what do I want to do about it. Let me show you what's going on and it'll make more sense to you. I do want to preface all of this with, this started a long time ago when I think I was in junior high and I was sewing a dress and my mom was helping me, and as I was cutting out part of the pattern, somehow some of the fabric was underneath and I cut through that too. Now, my mom handled it like a dream. She pointed out to me that we could just, if we turned it inside out and put the right sides together, we could sew the seam, and it really didn't show, and it was fine. And that was a great lesson, because there are times where you do make a mistake and it doesn't matter. You can either go back and correct it, or frog it, as we call it, because you're ripping it back, rip it. So we would do that, or maybe we just adjust somewhere if we've miscounted or something. So it doesn't always show. And almost every project that I've made, well, I should say every project I've made a mistake. Sometimes I fix it, sometimes I don't. One of the projects that I worked on recently is called a granny square chicken. I'll put the picture up here so you can see the finished product. This is the first of the 2 squares that I made. And it looks fine, it's going all right. But it just felt really tight and really off. And I didn't realize until afterwards that I was using the wrong hook. I could continue and make another one of these, but it wasn't really pleasant because it was such a tight stitch. So instead, I went back in and I did it with the right one. So this is the first of the actual squares that I will use. This one took me 3 tries because I kept messing it up. Somehow I ended up with 9 of these little green petals instead of 8. And I didn't realize that until I got to this pink row here. It drove me crazy. I almost didn't do it, but then I decided, I already had so much into it and I was just bound and determined to finish it. So I stayed up late last night and finished that one. The main one I wanted to show you though, is this is a project that I had planned to do as the next segment in these video series. But if you look at this one, see, it's really cute. It's a child's sweater, and then I had planned to make different crocheted motifs to put on there and everything. But then I got to the actual pattern. This is a very soft yarn, and it has great stitch definition. However, that great stitch definition also means that you can see all my mistakes. I'm going to hold it up here and see if you can tell. There's one, there's one, there's one. There are a couple in here. There's a couple down here. See how those just jump out at you? You can't have that. My choices are either I can rip it all the way back and start over, which it does take a while because it's such a small hook, and the pattern is for crocheting into the front loop only. If you don't know what that is, just put it in the comments and I'll explain it later. So now, if I do this project, I have to check every single row, look on the opposite side to see, did I actually accidentally catch both of the loops? So that's my choice. I already bought yarn to make 2 of these for my niece and nephew. Do I want to do it? Honestly, I'm not sure. One other thing I could do though, is I could try out that pattern without the front loop only and just do, straight through as a standard stitch. Maybe I'll do that too. I could test that out and see. Now, it wouldn't be as big of a deal if I was using, I'll put down my crochet hook now, if I was using a variegated yarn, because there would be already some of that, that pattern would give it a little bit of grace, but this one has no grace whatsoever. Alas, tough decisions. So my point to all of this is, if your error doesn't make a difference and it's not super noticeable, consider it character. Handmade gifts are not meant to be perfect. Give yourself some grace and just keep moving. If, however, you have a project like the one I just showed you, where it is really visual and you can see everything, every single mistake, Then you have to decide, can I live with those mistakes? Can I live with that where my eyes are drawn to those errors? Or do I want to start over? Or do I want to do something else with that yarn? Maybe we'll switch gears and the next project will be the granny square chickens. You never know. I will keep you posted on that, but for now, give yourself some grace and have some fun. I hope you will like and subscribe so that we can get this out to more people, and I hope you have a great day. Bye. We are going to talk about those pesky problems that come up when you read it wrong. This first one, I'll put a picture of the finished product up here, but it is a picture, or excuse me, it's a very soft yarn, and it has great stuff, excuse me. On this, I will pick a new pattern to do. Maybe we'll do yarn, or not yarn, these.